let's see. Hopefully it's recording the screen. Okay, so let me start off with that. That was in my folder. Okay, let's start off with the very beginning. I didn't do this with my last class, but you know what? No, we're just going to go. I think it's going to take me too long to find that. All right, so what we're going to do today is we're going to do a taxonomy project. In years past, I used to use an website called Archive. And Archive was probably, as far as biology goes, one of my favorite websites. You could look up any species of animal, and you can compare two different animals, and it would tell you all the levels of organization: the kingdom, domain, phylum, class, order, genus, species, along with how they fit into that category, and then it will tell you all you need to know about the animal. So this used to be, a couple of years ago, a very extensive project that my class used to do. However, they closed down the website, and since then I have not been able to find a comparable website. In other words, something that does the same job. So let's take a look at it as far as okay, so actually I know what I need to do, so that's your assignment. I'm going to show you a Jamboard. Make sure you're looking at my screen because, and am I sharing my screen? Don't see my screen right now, right? Okay, so make sure you're looking at my screen because this is what we need to do. All right, this is what you want to do. All right, so looking at my screen, we have a emperor scorpion and a Madagascar kissing cockroach. And what we're going to do is we're going to compare how closely related they are. So it says, what is the closest level of relationship? All right, so this is the example problem. So, for example, they belong to the same what? They belong to the same domain, and that domain is Eukarya. They belong to the same kingdom, and that kingdom is Animalia. They belong to the same phylum, and that phylum right here is Orthopoda. However, if you go to the next level, do they belong to the same class? No. Scorpions belong to arachnids, whereas Madagascar kissing cockroaches belong to insecta. Okay? So the directions for the assignment is to compare the closest level of relationship. And the closest level of relationship is going to be phylum. So if you ask me how closely related are these organisms, I can tell you they're related by their phylum. And what is their phylum? Their phylum is Orthopoda. Okay, so the phylum is Orthopoda. That would be your answer. So if I ask you how closely related are they, the first thing I would do is I'd ask you for their level, and their level is phylum. Okay, does everyone understand that? The level of organization is phylum. And what's the name of that phylum? It's Orthopoda. Okay, so let's see how they're different. Well, the scorpion is in the class arachnid. Do y'all know what an arachnid is?
It has like usually 8 legs.
Very good, 8 legs. What else is an arachnid?
A spider.
A spider. Okay, so yes, scorpions are arachnids. They have 8 legs. In this case, 6 legs and 2 pinchers, which count as legs. Whereas the Madagascar kissing cockroach is a insecta. What do insects have?
6 legs.
6 legs. Okay, so that's how they're different. But they're both orthopoda. Do y'all know what orthopoda means? Exoskeleton. Okay, they have exoskeleton. In other words, they have a shell for a skeleton. So orthopoda, they have a shell for a skeleton. Insecta means insect. Arachnid means, insects have 6 legs, arachnids have 8 legs. So that's the only difference, is that one, they're both exoskeletons. One has 6 legs, the other has 8 legs. Next one says, write the scientific name for a scorpion. This is actually, it's down here, you can't see it. Can I pick that up? Anyways, here's the scientific name for a scorpion. Pandinus or imerator. Okay, so Pandinus imerator, that is the scientific name for a scorpion. The common name is, it's kind of like its street name. Its street name is the emperor scorpion. The difference between the common name and the scientific name is that the scientific name is worldwide. So you could go to Japan, and if you told somebody Pandinus imerator, they would know that you're talking about an emperor scorpion. Now, if you go to Japan and you said emperor scorpion, they'd be like, what are you talking about? All right. Moving on to number 2. So, if this is actually from a project last year. So, the closest level of relationship. All right. So, we are looking at an Egyptian scorpion and a phantasmal poisonous frog. So, the emperor scorpion and the phantasmal poisonous frog. All right, what is the level of relationship between the two? So first, do they belong to the same domain? Yes. Yeah. The domain is Eukarya. Do they belong to the same kingdom? Yes, Animalia. Do they belong to the same phylum? Yes. Chordata. Do they belong to the same class? No. Okay, why? Because the snake. The cobra belongs to Reptilia, whereas the frog belongs to Amphibia. Okay? The difference between the two is an Amphibia starts off with gills, and then, Anthony, go ahead and just leave that off. You can't wear it in my class. Again, if a principal walks in, I got to hear about it, not you. So, an Amphibia starts off with gills and then gets lungs, whereas Reptilia does not do that. Okay, they're kind of common as far as their skin, but anyways, moving on. Chordata means they have a backbone, so that's their closest level of relationship. All right, so the closest level of the relationship. The level is class. They belong to the same class. And the name of the level is Chordata. Okay? That's what you have to do today. Does everybody understand that? Brianna, lose headphones. Thank you.
Wait, Mr. Lennon?
Yes.
I don't get why you put it in class. Shouldn't it be phylum?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Phylum. Phylum. Okay, so the closest level of relationship is phylum. Closest level of which is chordata. Okay, so one more time, this is my answer right here. Closest level of relationship is phylum chordata because those two are the same. Phylum chordata. Whereas, what's different? Well, this one belongs to Reptilia, whereas this one belongs to Amphibia. Okay, what is the common name of the snake? So the next thing is, common name is Egyptian cobra. The scientific name is down here. You always use the genus and the species. So the genus and the species is Naja Haja. Haji, I guess. Naja Haji. Okay? So common name, Egyptian cobra. Scientific name, Naja Haji. Again, if you went to, these are from Egypt, so if you went to Egypt and you said Egyptian cobra, they'd be like, what are you talking about? Because they don't speak English. If you you said Najahaji, it doesn't matter if you're in the United States, if you're in Canada, if you're in Japan, if you're in Egypt. Everybody knows, all scientists would know what Najahaji is. It's a universal name. Okay, one more time. What is the closest level of relationship? The closest level of relationship is, well, they belong to the same domain, Eukarya. They belong to the same kingdom, Animalia. They belong to the same phylum, Chordata. They belong to the same class, which is Aves, which means bird. However, they belong to different orders. So the closest level of relationship is Aves. And the name of that level is what? Oh, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Nope. Name of the level is Aves. I'm sorry. I don't want to get that wrong because y'all need. So I did that backwards. The name of the level is class. And what is the name of that level? It is Aves. This is exactly what you're doing on your project. Okay? The common name of the Samoyed ostrich is what? I'm sorry. The common name is Samoyed ostrich. What is the scientific name? The scientific name, and I'm having a real hard time reading this. What's happened is every year I make a new copy, and it's getting worse and worse. Somehow I need to go back and find my original copy because I actually made this by hand, which took hours. I can't read that very well, but it's something like STRUMOLYBDOPHRIS. I have no idea. And there's a couple like that on your project today. If you can't exactly read it, like I can tell it's an M, that's a Y, that's a B, just get it as close as you can. Because I have a couple of my pictures are a little blurry, okay? All right, so that's what we're doing today. If you go to Schoology, and I guess the next thing, here's what I need to talk about next, is missing work. Your progress reports come out tomorrow. And I don't know about this class, but I have some classes where over half the class is failing, and it's just because they haven't turned anything in. It's not because they have bad grades, it's because they haven't turned the work in. I'm actually in the process right now. Let me stop.